Seth Timmons would have made a remarkable spy, if that had been his mission. The fact that the authorities would kill him and search his car after he was dead didn't bother him at all. It would do them no good. He'd left nothing but fingerprints, and Human Resources already had those in his file. They knew who he was, or thought they did. Americans tended to call notorious killers by their full names. At the time of his birth, he'd been Tum Afik Pedram, but before the day was over, he'd take his place in history as Robert Seth Timmons. The dumbfounded investigators who scrutinized his past would find he was a 26-year-old white male from Dayton, Ohio, with no surviving relatives. They would see he had an above-average intellect, with a graduate degree from MIT and a fluency in 3 Persian languages, including Tajik. His present assignment at the Central Asian Desk would reveal he knew far more than he should have about American intelligence. Timmons's willow-thin build made him appear taller than his 6 feet. Wild eyebrows, bushy as ripe heads of wheat, shielded twilight blue eyes. A prominent Adam's apple displayed the swollen knot of a goiter, something rarely seen in the well-fed youth of North America. The CIA security personnel who'd done his background investigation had been much too polite to mention such a thing. They had been comforted by his sandy hair, had gazed into his familiar face, and seen a pleasant reflection of themselves. Timmons switched off the slapping windshield wipers. Rivulets of water zigzagged down the glass as acres of employee parking filled up around him. Many had been at their cubicles for more than an hour. Flanked by armed guards and cloistered behind multiple layers of cameras and motion sensors, these early birds were lulled into a sense of security, as sure as a mother's embrace. Timmons counted on the fact that they would be at ease among their own. Relaxed sheep were all the easier to slaughter. A brutal gray rain pelted his face as he hauled himself from the stuffy confines of the Taurus. He chanced a quick glance over his shoulder at the hazy tangle of dark woods beyond the employee parking lots, past Colonial Farm Road. Mujahid would surely be hidden there, watching from the shadows, ready to kill him if he backed out before the job was done. There was no need. Timmons found himself looking forward to the end. He'd waited, it seemed, so very long. He slung a canvas messenger bag over his shoulder and began the soggy trudge across the parking lot toward the main entrance of the original headquarters building, OHB to CIA staff. Dozens of other early arrivals slogged silently along with him, umbrellas, book bags, and wilted newspapers held above their heads against the incessant hiss of rain. Timmons studied them with his peripheral vision, wondering which ones would be alive to walk back to their cars at the end of the day.